to yourself first? Have you started recognizing the things that you need in your life, sis? That you deserve the best, that you deserve your time. I need me. I need the time and the dedication that I give others. I need me. I need the loyalty and the respect that I give others. I need me. I need the support and the commitment I give others. We show up for everyone else. Who's showing up for us? We have to do it ourselves, sis, and I'm here to remind you that I see you. But I want to know, as I say on my morning show, the Zestful Living with Sweet Tea Morning, it goes live on TikTok and Facebook every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Can you feel it? Do you know it? Can you see it? And do you hear it? It's a brand new day. Can you feel a brand new day? Can you feel a brand new day? And I sing that because out of the celebration of what life is all about, we celebrate ourselves. As you recall, is when that song was played, I recall the Wicked Witch of the West on the Wiz. We're talking about Diana Ross and the late, great Michael Jackson, the king of pop, was in the Wiz. And so this was, I believe, the West. She sat on a commode there as a throne. Okay, it was the depiction that she sat on a throne, which was a commode. And so when she grabbed a hold of Toto, now that's one thing that we know that you don't do about Dorothy's. She screamed and hollered that dog's name throughout the entire movie. Believe it or not, Toto deserves an Academy Award for his performance. Or her, not sure. Stayed on cue, followed wherever he needed to go, and he did it. Okay? And so when she grabbed a hold of Toto, baby, that was it. I believe she was going to throw him in some fire. And that's when Dorothy, a bucket of water, and poured it on the Wicked Witch of the West. And by the time she got flushed down the commode. And how many of us know that those that are abusing their authority, in many manager positions, people abuse their authority in many cases. How many of us are on to resentment and bitterness, and that we need to release ourselves from it? And we can do that by releasing, as the train is rolling in, we can release ourselves from the resentment, the bitterness, the hatefulness, the unforgiveness, all of the strongholds that have a grip on our lives. We can begin to release ourselves from it. And when the train starts rolling in, this is what we're talking about. People all over the world, join in. Join this love train, love train. And thank you, mighty OJs, for that. We do not own the rights to this music for any copyright violations, as my daughter would remind me. Asha's Reese. And so some of the things that we learn about those strongholds are those negative experiences. As it says, enough is enough. Time to take back what was stolen. Negative experiences can produce unhealthy memories, which are often called strongholds. The affected person may not recognize the connection between present ill effects and the unhealthy memories of a specific traumatic event suffered. Often this is expressed in of sexual trauma, abandonment, trauma, and growing up with. Strongholds control what and who the individual is attracted to. These also control the individual views and interacts or her world. If it was your innocence, self-esteem, time, money, love, or anything else stolen, it is time to take it back. You are the one who can take responsibility for your health and happiness. And so that's what we're talking about here in Free of Strongholds. This is 3 Ways to Change and Control the Desires of Your Body and Mind by Deborah Fearon. This is who taught me through certificate, as I am a certified health coach, through Dr. Fearon's practice. It's a naturopathic. And so that's some of the things that we can do in this. If I didn't mention, thank you to the mighty OJs for that song. When was the last time that we know to train ourselves how to love ourselves? And that's why I sing that song. And so back to the story, as I was talking about the Wicked Witch of the West, as she was flushed down the commode. Those that was in, I consider a sweatshop. It looked like it was a sweatshop for those that were working. They had masks on. And they were working in all kinds of conditions. And it seems like she had a strong hand on them. Work, work. She sang, "Don't nobody bring me no bad news." She sang a lot of songs in that particular scene. And as they began, when she got flushed, they began, as the sun started beaming in, they began to shed away all of the mask, all of the heavy things that they were wearing, as perhaps you would be wearing the heaviness of the resentment and the unforgiveness, something that you need to release yourself from. And I see you, sis, and I see what you're doing here. You've forgotten, especially yourself, you've forgotten how to turn off all of the mobile. You've forgotten how to release yourself from the resentment and the bitterness and some of the things that's weighing you down and holding you down. You've been carrying the load around forever, but you forgot that you have one too. You pour into your children, your husband, and your career. And every time you try to do something for yourself, there it is, that guilt. It shows up right on time, and every day time as you rise and shine that I talk about, there's another entity that says, "Good morning, heartache." And so something that just doesn't want you to have any fun, any joy, peace, any harmony in your life. It's a constant war, a constant duality of it all. Do I, should I, will I have peace today? That you struggle and you fight to be able just to have a little peace. And so as they shed away all of the heavy layers that they were holding on to, they shedded it away. They removed their mask way before COVID happened. They removed the mask that they were hiding behind, all of the heaviness that they were carrying around. As it shedded away and the sun was beaming in, it was a brand new day. And as they began to sing in Jubilee, and as the Wicked Witch of the West was flushed away, as all of the issues that you've been holding to, your childhood traumas and all of the ways in which you remember those negative experiences and unhealthy memories is what they've created, the strongholds. Release yourself from it. You can begin to have a brand new day. And so that's why we sing that song. Can you feel a brand new day? Can you feel a brand new day? It's a brand new day. This is the day the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it and glad of it. And be still and know that I am God. That's Psalm 46:10 as it sits here in front of me. And so all we need to do is recognize that we're worthy and deserving of the abundance, which is our birthright. Have the abundance of joy, the abundance of peace, the abundance of wealth, of happiness all the time. So many of us are coming to that conclusion, as zestful living is all about, pouring into ourselves unapologetically, guilt-free. As many of you have found that the gone and moved away to college, you're dealing with the empty nest syndrome and the nesting period, as it is a real emotional experience. And because, again, that this is something that happens when the children move away from home, and you're not certain what to do now with all of the time that you have on your hands. So the empty nest syndrome is the emotional experience many parents, especially mothers, go through when their children leave. It's not a clinical diagnosis, but a real and valid emotional transit that can bring feelings of, one of the feelings is loss of identity. After years of being a caregiver, it can be difficult to rediscover who you are outside of motherhood, outside of a caregiver, outside of being a wife, outside of whatever position that you hold, that you're taking care of other people and not prioritizing yourself. Fill in the blank. And also the thing that it can bring about is loneliness and sadness. The once busy home may feel too quiet, triggering a sense of isolation or longing. Another one is uncertainty about the future. Daily parenting duties, some may struggle with what's next in their personal journey. Guilt for feeling lost. Some women believe that they should feel excited or proud, yet secretly battle grief or purposelessness. And this phase is also an opportunity to rebirth, a chance to rediscover passions, reclaim personal joy, build a life that feels fulfilling on your own terms. And so that is very fitting for what I do in the Zestful Living with Sweet Tea Morning Show, the Zestful Life Social Club and Support Group, where we have a great activities that we get together, like-minded women. We have meetups that we do. I have 3 that are going to be coming up that I will promote and let you know about. And so some of the areas that we look at in these meetups that we do for the Zest Social Club and Support Group, because we as sisters, there's a sisterhood. Sister, as I am a biological sister, I have sisters in my family. I'm a sister when it comes to how we can show life when some of these things are going on, activism and things that we have to recognize for our civil liberties, and also Sister Millhouse in some of the affiliations that I have with the Church of God in Christ in terms of some of the ways in which I show up. And it's just not one way. I show up in multiple ways. A spiritual journey of mine that I am on, a spiritual journey that is not linked to one religious belief. And so is that we look at in these activities and places that we go for the Zest for Living Social Club and Support Group is interests and passions. Maybe we'll visit a live music venue. There's femininity and sensuality that we need to concentrate on in that area. Perhaps a luxurious rooftop lounge, or we will deal with the healing and self-love aspect of why we get together. And some of the activities are built around these principles. And so maybe that would be a wellness retreat center. All the ways in which we find ourselves back home to ourselves, find our way back home to us. When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. And so isn't it a beautiful thing? And as you would hear the rendition of Stephanie Mills or Mrs. Diana Ross, the boss, on how they sing home. It's really, really beautiful as Diana Ross sings that in The Wiz. Stephanie Mills, she started on Broadway with the singing and the rendition of The Wizard of Oz. And so some of the things that we do for The Wiz, as they were peeling away and singing in Jubilee for something that they shedded away, let go of, and released themselves from. They no longer held on to it. They released it and let it go. And that way, that when the sun, the only that beamed down on them, that gave them the guidance and the glow to be able to stand in the evolution, their time to where they could grow from the things that were holding them down, grow from the things that were holding them back, and to go with that guiding light. Let your light so shine before men, so they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. And so we must begin to do that and see the glory, as I have learned here in real time. The Almighty was on my side each and every way that I moved about with this project that I had to work on with my 8-piece collection from the House of Johnny Ruth, as I have shared that here with some of the highlights, and I will continue to develop more videos in my dear daughter who does the content creation. If you're looking for a content strategist, do go ahead and look up Asha Cerise, that's OSHACERESE, social media platforms. You have an idea, she'll birth it to life as a doula, where she gives the birth to your ideas, a creative person. So this is how we show up in terms of being able to recognize the newness in our lives and some of the things that you do in real time, that you recognize who you are. And so when you recognize who you are, you'll show up as that person. You'll show up in real time being exactly who you are. And so that way you won't mistake yourself for being something that you're not. She's a dream, I should say. And that she will bring your dreams into reality as a content strategist. And so do connect with Asha, as she has her mission to support women navigating heartbreak, grief, hardships, helping them transform pain into purpose. She says, I became the person I wish I had on my journey through lived experience, spiritual gifts, and education. Space for women ready to heal, rise, and build a life that is full and unapologetically theirs. And so you want to be able to connect with Asha Cerise on all social media platforms. It's a dream doula. Her ideas as a content strategist, she'll help strategize with you. And so they sang with Jubilee. It was a brand new day. And so when we take on life as it is, to recognize being in the moment is all that we have. Recognize everything that we need in life we already have, as the Almighty was on my side every step of the way that I did this particular project. The 8-piece collection from the House of Johnny Ruth gave me the strength and the momentum that I needed to stay the course. I didn't ever give up. I didn't ever let go. I stayed the course and remembered those that came before me. As the House of Johnny Ruth is formed and reimagined, that came before me, as my paternal grandmother's name is Mrs. Johnny Millhouse, as she is my father's mother. And my maternal grandmother's middle name is Ruth, Mrs. Mamie Ruth Murray Gordon, and my mother, Mrs. Linda Ruth Murray Millhouse. And so as I remember the fact that they had grace, style, and fashion, and a faith, and of course they held their families down when it came to being the foundational aspect of their families. And so I learned a great deal from them when it comes to fashion, style, and grace. And so when you recognize those that have come before, as I have built this particular platform with them in mind, as Asha is the visionary there in the House of Johnny Ruth, and Miss Mel with the Fashion Taxi is also a part of the construction. And as a seamstress, they're all going to be together creating more of the fabulous designs. Stay tuned for that, as this is more than me, bigger than me. It stands on those that have come before me and have paved the way for me to recognize who they are. I can continue to show up in these spaces with resilience, with integrity, with morals and values, and a good upbringing. That's going to be very important as we take on all of the challenges that we face. But my point is, the Almighty was with me every step of it. And it was carving a way for me to get through this, to know that I'm not ever alone. You are not alone. I am here with you. And though we're far apart, you're always in my heart. And thank you to the King for that song as well. As it is, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. I saw that clearly. As everything that tried to come against me, to wear me out, to tire me out, I kept going. The resilience seeped in, the integrity seeped in, and all of the ways of those that came before. So as you begin your journey today, recognize who you are, and don't ever forget that you were made for a time such as this. We're going to continue in these spaces that we belong in. And sis, I see you that you're going through an isolation period when it comes to losing your identity. You can look in the Stand Store. I have 5 signs you've lost yourself in your roles and how to reclaim you. It's available for free in my Stand Store. And then also you can look at the discovery call, book a call with me, and we can see if this is the right fit for you in terms of a life coach, health coach aspect. And we can work on some of the things on how to bring that zest for life back into you and in your world. As Zestful Living is all about living unapologetically guilt-free. We prioritize ourselves, as I'm learning in real time. Healing is a lifelong journey. It doesn't happen overnight. We take one step at a time. She says you take one step as you continue to show up. We have no idea in terms of some of the things. You have an assignment. As when you do your assignment, everything glows, everything flows. And as you begin to know your worth, your value, that you're important, you're vitally important to those in your life, those around. But you must begin to pour into yourself, sis. Do it for yourself. You'll feel better as you do the things that you need to do. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take me, they can't take away my dignity. because the greatest love of all, I found the greatest love of all inside of me. And it says, I believe that children are our future. Let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. And so thank you to Whitney Houston for that. And so that's the biggest of it all. Finding our way back home to ourselves, pouring into ourselves, trusting the journey, trusting the process, knowing that you're in full alignment, knowing that you have an assignment, your purpose and your will in life. It's going to help you be a better person. Do it for you. As in the Lifetime movie, Be Happy, as the executive producer, one of them was with Tisha Campbell that showed up. To be happy is to find your own happiness. It comes from you. And if no one else ever gets it, I see you, sis, and I know you deserve all this and peace and joy that you can muster up. Continue to pour into yourself, continue to love on you, continue to be the very best that you can be each and every day that you rise and shine. And know that the steps that you're now is going to help you in the long run. The steps that you're making now is going to make a difference in your life later. The steps that you're making now is going to show up, and you're going to be better for it. You're going to feel better for it. And those around you will know it too, because they see you and they know that you're making a difference for yourself as you take on these journeys of rediscovering who you are at your core. You were a woman before you became a mother. You're a woman before you became a wife. You're a woman before you took on these roles. That's why I tell you and share with you, not necessarily tell you, I share with you 5 signs you lost yourself in your roles and how to reclaim you. And so one of the questions that came about, how to balance work, family, and self. And I have some tools that I call the ABCs that you can realize and watch and be prepared about. 3 steps, the ABCs. The first one is awareness of mind. And once you have the awareness of a thing, you can do something as it's something that you put in the forefront of your life to recognize that it's become engaged about it. Excuse me for that call interruption. As you become more engaged about it, we're looking at a 3-step ABCs, awareness of mind, and then of course the breathing techniques, the brilliance of the breathing techniques, I should say, excuse me. And so that brings about the stillness, the meditation, time to sit still so that you can become more aware of what you need. And then of course it brings the calmness to relax you in the moment, calmness that's going to help you. And so as you release yourself from any of the negative self-talk that comes about, the negative self-talk comes about, and you can release yourself from it. And you can reflect upon the things you need to learn from, as that I have done in real time, to start to speak up, as my father has taught me, voice in the crowd. And I'm learning in real time something about myself, that I need to ask for help when I need it. I need to have those boundaries in place, is stepping over them. And so these are some things that we can learn about ourselves in real time. We don't all have all of the answers. And so then you'll be able to reset, to begin to see your value as you have the me time, vitally important. And in that space of me time, you'll be able to carve out at least 5, 10 to 30 minutes of your own me time. As I have created a prayer closet, you can do some things, find some time to sit still with meditation, breathing techniques. All of this is going to help center you and regulate your nervous system, as it's very important to have that calmness so that you can make the right decisions going forward and listen to the intuition within that guides the way, the guide and light that's there to protect us all. So yes, the Almighty carried me through the entire process and put the people in place to continue to support me, as my dear daughter does, support me daily. My dad does support me daily, and my entire family. And so it's very important. Asha Cerise, my daughter, and my dad, Leonard T, is in my life daily, showing up on the social media platform that I have, for Living with CT Morning Show. We have a Friday segment called Ask Dad and a full hour of hot topics that we do on Friday. But I'm here for you, sis, letting you know that you deserve the best. I see you, and I want you to see you also. Give yourself some grace today. Recognize your worth and your value, and that there's nothing more important than you. Prioritize yourself and make certain that you're giving yourself everything that you need to be good with you. So have a good day on purpose and give yourself some grace today.